Hi guys, welcome to the Full-Time Devils podcast. It's me, Jay, and with me today is Andy Tate, of course, Abdullah, who does pay his taxes, in case anyone's wondering, as he's just been telling us, and Gaz Drinkwater.
Someone's going to have a look into that.
You're gonna have to cut that out, honestly.
No, we're not cutting anything out.
Someone's like, Gaz, how long
it was just a joke.
It was a joke.
The fact you're not a tax dodger.
He turned to me before and he went, Gaz, are you self-employed? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, I need to ask you some questions about tax. I was like,
if you're a tax inspector and you listen, do not look at Abdul's taxes because they're perfectly fine.
Someone's
so
genuinely going to do that. That's the problem.
Don't worry about it. It'll be all right. Anyway, not seen you guys for a little while. We've all been away, haven't we?
Yeah.
Topping up our tans.
Where have you been?
I've been to Greece, to Rhodes, my sister-in-law's wedding.
Andy?
I'm not going away for another 6 weeks.
You caught the sun though, haven't you?
I've caught the sun.
Abdullah?
Turkey.
Oh, have you been Turkey?
Very nice.
Okay. I thought Jay was just. You thought you were just talking about yourself then. Like we've all been lovely places.
No, I
mate.
thought I knew Abdullah was. I thought he had because he's caught the sun, and you're always fucking going away anyway, aren't you?
What? I fucking wish. I could be on tour in Australia if this lot decided to send me there.
Yeah, Andy!
No, let's send McCullough again.
Listen, your talents are needed here, lads. That's what it is.
Bullshit.
We can afford Adam. Yeah, he can go away for a couple of weeks. No, misses him. We need you guys here, front and centre. Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
Get us to Norway for that pre-season one coming up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
how
we'll be
expensive
covering all that. Don't worry. Can you get the bus to Norway? Can you get a mega bus?
I've said £800 for a flight. I remember him saying that.
We'll just sail there, Vikings. Yeah. How hard can it be?
We'll see. Any Norwegian Reds out there that want to send these lot over to Norway?
Didn't they come over
get
it?
in touch.
No, I'm wrong.
Imagine if a Norwegian Red actually replies to that and says you can stay at ours. I actually would go.
Listen, we're not
turns
kidding.
out to be
These guys,
some sort of
they'll stay on
criminal.
your couch. Do you know what I mean? They'll help out with your daily chores. Not an issue.
Yeah, wash your pots as
Wash
well.
your pots. Do you know what I
your
mean?
dog.
All that. Get involved. Get in touch. Harry Maguire. What's happening with that?
I don't know.
Do you know what?
What's happening with that?
Absolutely.
I don't have any news
aren't
for
you?
you.
Come
And
on.
if I did, I won't be saying on camera.
Right, no.
ITK.
We're buying him.
In the know.
Because a minute ago, a couple of days ago, we were going to get him, and it was a done deal according to.
Well, it was the Sun, though.
Yeah, exactly. Not the most reputable paper.
Duncan Castles has spoken about it. Said something about a medical as well within the next 2 days. So
Right.
I don't know. I think he might be our last signing of the summer. You know.
No.
Jesus wept.
No,
really?
I think he would be.
No. I think it's going down because it's going the same way as the Aaron Wan-Bissaka deal. It's going to drag out and it'll get done. So people are moaning about oh, he's not worth it. Well, I'll tell you what, everybody. Let's start the season with Phil Jones and Chris Smalling and not spend the money.
Yeah, he's better than what we've got, but could we not have gone out and got someone better for that money, which is something we could discuss for ages, but
26.
If we had a proper scouting
English
system,
defender.
not like we have the most scouts out of any Premier League team, but you know.
as the transfer window progresses, I'm just like, anything that's going to improve
You know what
us.
worries me that though, what you're saying about that is, I cannot believe we're not going to get a midfielder in. We are two midfielders since Ollie left. Now I know everyone goes, oh, Fellaini's shit, yeah, but he was still a regular. Herrera was a regular under Ollie.
That's a disaster.
Yeah. So how are you letting someone who played every single game he was fit in your midfield, how are you letting him go and you've not got a replacement for him? And Nemanja Matic is a little bit older than what he was earlier. Well, obviously.
Apparently we didn't attempt to keep Herrera until dead late as well.
Exactly.
So you can't really blame him.
What's going on here? It's like James Garner looks like a great prospect.
He's mint.
Yeah.
I
But
like
he's
him.
not going to play more than, 15 games next season probably? If that.
I think he's
I'll
going
be
to get a
happy
few.
if he gets that.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get a few games next season. I think
Is
Gomez
that
will
too
too.
soon though? For him to be getting, a first team chance.
Possibly, but I think when you've got...
When I say a first team chance, I mean more than just a handful of games in the Europa and the League Cup and all that.
Yeah,
nonsense.
maybe. I think we would have gone out and signed more midfielders if what was expected to happen, Pogba leaves. I think we would have gone out, and I think that's where the Maddison links came from, and even the Bruno Fernandes links to an extent. I think now Pogba is, and I think he is staying. I don't think we'll sign a midfielder. Totally agree with what you said about Maguire being the last one in. But as for, like you say, the youngsters filling out the squad, man, I'm all for it as long as they are filling out the squad, and we're not relying on them week in, week out, these lads who are blatantly not ready for the team. But yeah, Garner, Gomez, they're players who can come into our midfield and fans will actually be excited to see. I know I will.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, you know, I like those players, and I agree with you. Yeah, we should always give youth a chance, but you know, there's this sort of misconception with United and youth that we just used to throw in youngsters and that's how it was. Well, you look at the sort of shining example, the class of '92, Beckham, Butt, Scholes, all played 15, 20 games in the season before they broke through the '96 season when we won the double. Ryan Giggs had been in the team for quite a while. Gary Neville had been in the team for 2 seasons. We didn't just throw them all in. And now it looks as though that is almost what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to throw in, if we don't buy anyone, the likes of Garner, the likes of Chong. You could maybe add some McTominay. I know he's played a little bit more than them. He's been around a little bit.
I think we've got a lucky sort of dip out of like having those youth players coming through. If you look at City, Chelsea and all that, they've not really, even though their academies are brilliant and they're winning trophies at that level, just like United, under 18 levels, what you're looking at. I think we've been sort of lucky with the lads coming through. Garner looks really mature in terms of his playing style, the balls that he's picking out. I remember going to watch him at Old Trafford for the 23s last season, and he was absolutely brilliant. Some of the switches he was making across that pitch. And I do think he's got that about him. That's why I reckon he will play a few games. That's the problem with the Longstaff signing for me. Is he head and shoulders above someone like Jimmy Garner? No, I actually think Jimmy Garner's ability Longstaff's not shown any of that for me in the Premier League. Some of the passes that he finds, of course, Garner's played at a lower level, but I do think Garner will surprise a few. And my issue is we're in the market for the wrong midfield. I like Bruno Fernandes. Like, I would have wanted him last season as well. Like, I've researched him before and I've had a look at him, and I think he's an ideal replacement for someone like Pogba. But I just think unless we play him and Pogba as 2 8s, we're going to have no legs in that midfield. We need like a Thomas Partey or something like that, I do think.
Andy?
I still think Fernandes will happen. Then with Maguire, and that's it. Our business is done. Unless Lukaku leaves as well. Because he looked really entertained the other day, didn't he? Riding his exercise bike and yawning. That's really professional. But if he goes, then we're the striker light. So I'm definitely call for Fernandes coming in. On a replacement striker, maybe the Sevilla guy. I've heard that. That's gone cold in the last month or so. Yeah, but we need depth in the squad. But I'm all for breeding the youngsters and letting them play. But you got to do it right. You can't constantly play them.
Yeah, the thing is that's what you said before, then, didn't you, Jay? You said throwing them in. We'd be throwing them in, playing them this season. I don't even think you would be throwing them in. I think these players we've heard about for quite a while, and they slowly started getting more games. We did see Gomez getting games last season, Garner getting games last season, and Chong as well.
How many games did Garner get though? He got like one, didn't he?
Got one, yeah.
And that was at the end of Palace, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
An introduction.
Greenwood made his debut the last game of the season. I get where you're coming from.
Did well for that game.
He's probably our best player.
He had the most shots in any game.
Yeah, he looks an exciting prospect.
Of any United player.
I just think you've got to have a bit of a balance, and I think that what worries me is at the moment we're struggling. We're miles behind City, we're miles behind Liverpool. Yeah. You could argue we're miles behind Tottenham as well. Arsenal, Chelsea, obviously with the transfer ban and losing Hazard, probably not the level they were. But I just think that throwing in these 3 or 4 youngsters now isn't quite right. I think you need to sort of have a bit of a mix, and it seems to me like we're over-reliant on young players if we don't get another midfielder in, especially if we get an injury. You want injury there. Say Pogba gets injured, then who's your midfield? McTominay, Matic and Garner? Or it's not great, is it?
Yeah,
if we're being Fred. Oh, sorry, I've completely
he's flew out, hasn't he? Fred's he got married, didn't he? And that's why I wasn't on the tour.
He's back on pre-season.
So we've got Fred. Maybe he will shine. You've got to give him at least one more season.
No, that's a good.
Who do you start in your midfield? Because I'd go just off what we have. Pure balance. I'd probably go McTominay, Fred, Pogba. Yeah. I think McTominay and Fred have got that balance. Like McTominay seems to shut down counters and be that defensive guy, and Fred sort of picks up on his lack of ball progression that McTominay does have, and I think Fred has a bit to him defensively as well. I only see that as our balanced midfield, to be honest, right now.
I know it's been said before, but he has very Matic-like qualities, doesn't he, McTominay? Yeah. That was the first thing I noticed when you watch it. I was like, he plays very similar to Matic, except he can actually move. Yeah. So I'm like, that's why McTominay gets in there above Matic.
Doesn't take a year to turn around.
Yeah, exactly. He gets in there above Matic for me as well next season, and I still think that as a midfield, I think last season I could not figure out what Fred does. I could not figure out what he does for this team.
Well,
at times,
last season,
yeah.
He didn't get rubber green. He didn't get played till like January, and he got fobbed off by fucking Mourinho. You know what I mean? And we got bullshitted by him up till like January. Then he started to get in game time. And he had a few good games, and then he sort of drops off. I thought his best games were against Arsenal, and we lost that game.
Really
his best. That's what I was about to say. His best games that Fred played were when we lost.
Yeah.
PSG away.
PSG away. Did you go PSG away?
Here we go.
You have to get it in.
You can't mention that.
PSG away. We're talking
PSG
about
away.
Fred, and you're straight in there. PSG away. And I was there and I saw that.
Didn't even say that. I live rent free in his head, you know. Honestly, you should see his Twitter feed. It's all about me.
You're not wrong. Yeah, go and check out my jokes, Abdullah. It's meant. Going back to what Andy was saying about Romelu Lukaku, we saw this video of him on this bike.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't know about that. He could have been having a warm down. I don't know. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. So boring, yeah.
Yeah, no.
He was doing what Lukaku was doing. Yeah.
I was doing a Lukaku.
You've reminded me of
camera.
Very professional. Lukaku is a bit of a weird one for me because
first telling off Jay's done.
Yeah, no.
If you know, you know.
Jay is the full-time Devils dad. He just tells us off when we're
I had
out
a
of
full head of
line.
hair before I started coming on full-time Devils dealing with these lot. With Lukaku, it's weird because like Pogba made clear he wants to go. He got a lot of backlash, got a lot of stick. Not from everyone, but a lot of people gave him grief. You know, he's a sellout, he's not done the job, he's just, you know, he's running away and all this. Lukaku, more or less, has made it clear he wants to go. Now, Lukaku's not won any trophies at United. First season did okay. 27 goals, I think, in all competitions, not too bad. Didn't win anything. Second season was a bit of a
hit and miss.
Just about hit double figures, not great. Now he says he wants to leave after that, and yet no one really seems to criticise him for that.
It's because I think a lot of people don't think he's good enough for United.
Yeah.
So
Is that what it is?
I think genuinely
It
that's
seems
what
that
it is.
Pogba gets a load of stick, and yet Pogba's arguably achieved, well, he has achieved more.
Yeah, definitely.
Where Lukaku does exactly the same thing, and people go, alright, yeah, nobody's...
His first touch is poor.
And I think there's more to it than that sometimes. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Lukaku has brilliant qualities, and you see it for Belgium all the time. And I think that I can understand why Lukaku wants to go as well, because he'd be first team for a big team, not a team lesser size of Man United, I think, but he'd still be first team for a big team. So I don't blame him.
for example, who's been linked with.
Inter, yeah.
I think it's more about like Conte sort of had him in his plans for that Chelsea side when we got him, and we were meant to get Morata, and things obviously changed. And I think he wants sort of. I'm not particularly saying Ollie doesn't believe in him, because by the sounds of it, he does think that he's good enough to be around the team. He just sort of wants to be there as that striker, and I think at United he can't be that right now. I think what we're going to see from Marcus Rashford is stepping up his game this coming season. I can see that happening, and that could keep Lukaku again out the side. And the calibre of his player, he needs game time, and he won't get that unless he goes somewhere like Inter.
Are we saying that he's just been not worked out really at United then?
Yeah. He's
Is
not
that polite way of putting it?
I think he's not fitted in. He has shown moments of brilliance. You know, he does give you that sort of striker's feel. I just don't know, off the ball, he's not really free flowing. I just don't feel like he fits what we want right now. And I'd like to see maybe even someone like Greenwood. Man, like he plays with no fear. You look at that Cardiff game again. Like we said, he had the most shots in any game in the Premier League, and he's 17. So
Lukaku would be a brilliant player to keep at United as that option if needed. There's something a little
his
bit
price and wages are ridiculous.
from Marcus Rashford, like just a different option from Rashford and Greenwood. I'd love to keep him, but you can understand when you see what he's doing on the international scene, when you see the records that he's broken, you know, the goals he does actually score. He probably has a bit too much respect for himself.
Yeah.
He don't want to be that guy who just sits on the bench and comes on when you need him. He wants to be the guy, and it's understandable, like I say, because of what he's done in his career so far. So if he wants to go, let him go. When you said though before, because we started talking about Pogba, and that he literally said, I think it might be time for a new challenge.
Yeah.
What's Lukaku said?
Well, the sort of, I don't know if he's come out. Has he come out and made his statement?
Basically, his agent spoke on his behalf.
Yeah.
Right.
In Milan, he was leaving like the offices for that Inter thing, and his agent was like, "Oh, Romelu sees Inter as like a good option, blah blah blah," and he's working on leaving United, and like he said, quite like he's basically wanting to leave, sort of thing. So
I think I've got to say though, fair play for Lukaku for not actually coming out and saying stuff himself, because I'm annoyed at that Pogba stuff. I'm just willing to accept him staying at the club at this point, because you know He's even suggesting he might sign a bloody contract, which would be mad. But I'm willing to accept him staying at the club because, I mean, if he's going to put 100% in, then I don't really care.
I mean, I've said it all along. You know, I want Paul Pogba to stay, but I want him to stay and be motivated, and I want him to stay because he wants to be here, not because no one will buy him. And which is what we're hearing is that United are digging their heels in and saying to Real Madrid, you're not going to get him for less than 150 mil. And they're saying, well, we're only going to pay 110 or whatever. So that's the reason we can't get a deal done, which isn't ideal if you've got a sort of disaffected player there or, you know, a player.
No, but the way I see it, Real Madrid, they're playing their tactics. They're always doing it. They're trying to get players on the cheap. Real Madrid, let's say they got Ronaldo for a pinch for 80 million.
They got Beckham for a pinch.
I know. It's the way they do it. They think they're the biggest club in the world, allegedly, like next to Barcelona.
They are.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but they think they can bully them. It's like presidential time, innit? And the presidents come in and get all these Galacticos in, the next generation, and they can penny pick off other clubs. I mean, next summer, who's it going to be? It'll be Salah from Liverpool to Real Madrid.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. But the thing is, it's Real Madrid bully.
Don't say that because
Real Madrid think they're head and above and shoulders above everyone else, and they're not.
Don't say that about Salah because last player I remember like that was Sterling. I think I said in a Fancam saying, I'll say one thing for Liverpool, that Sterling's good. I can't wait to watch him at Real Madrid. And look what happened.
I bet Liverpool sold him to City basically because City weren't United. That was the only reason they let him go there.
He's a United fan anyways.
To be fair, the only reason we bought Sanchez is because City wanted him.
City wanted him.
That's how we do our scouting. That's why we have the most
City
scouts.
City want Fred, we'll have him.
How much have they bid for him? 40 mil. 41. Go.
What is Sanchez's injury? What is it? Is it a calf or ankle?
I didn't know Sanchez was injured.
I didn't know he still played for us, if I'm honest.
No, but he got injured in was it the third place playoff?
Okay.
Playing against Argentina.
Okay.
So Ollie last week saying he should be available for maybe the last two friendlies of the season, maybe in Milan and the one in Oslo.
All right, so as long as he's back for the season, because I tell you what, that you know we've criticised Sanchez and we've said how he's disappeared and stuff, but next season he could have quite an important role to play for us as a striker. We were talking about Lukaku going.
And 400k a week, off the bench. Just as you do.
Can't know, but I know I'm going to get ripped for this, but you can't afford
structure
to lose Sanchez if you lose Lukaku.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You can't put it all on Rashford. It's not right on the lad.
Not only Rashford, but you got Rashford and Greenwood, two young lads that can't handle that.
Anthony Martial, where's he in all this? Are we not looking at him and thinking?
Yeah, Adam's favourite boyhood idol. He's
boyhood idol. Adam was about 27 when we bought him.
Yeah, no, but he call it. It's Adam's fan club, innit? He loves Martial, and you're right though. He's got to start performing
for some inexplicable reason.
To be fair, he's been very quiet all summer. Hasn't he?
I know.
I've not heard anything.
Exactly.
Is he another one?
No, but
is he cheating again?
Because he's been
allegedly.
Because he's been so quiet all summer. I just have this weird inexplicable feeling that Martial's going to turn up next year, and I don't know where it's coming from. But I said a couple of weeks ago, I said like the only way we're going to get top 4 this season is if players perform literally twice as good as they were last season, and you're going to need players like Pogba to step up. You're going to need players like Martial.
Saying Pogba will score like 32 goals.
No, obviously not.
That's what you said, Gaz.
But the thing is, we need players to step up and perform almost above their ability next season if we're going to get top 4. And I don't think a Pogba who a month ago was saying I need a new challenge is the type of guy who's going to be up for it. But Anthony Martial, over the summer, he's kept his gob short. He's not been saying that he wants to leave. He looks like he's motivated and happy at Man United right now, which at times in the past he's really not looked, and we've just accepted that he's going to leave. We've not even been questioning if he's going to leave this summer. We've just accepted he's going to be here for the new season. I am excited for Martial next year. Whether it's coming off the left, whether we halfway through the season realise he's going to be more effective through the middle, I'm excited for Martial. Someone's tunneling through the door, sorry.
Sorry about that. Someone's just pressed the wrong button.
Oh, God. At least the aircon's on. I'm struggling with that sunburn.
Don't tell them we've got aircon.
Did anyone hear
Jay's
about...
actually taking care of us.
Did anyone hear on Talk Sport? What,
do we have to have another conversation, me and you?
What, Andy? Andy, what did you say?
Sort Sport, Dean Saunders, what he said on Sort Sports, Solskjaer won't last the season. Did you hear that?
To be fair, right, I know Dean Saunders used to play for Liverpool, so he just dismiss anything he says. But he might have a point on that one. Because I'm not saying that I don't think Ollie has got it in him. I'm not saying that I don't back him. Of course I do. I'm just saying that, I've said this all along, if Ollie has anything like the run we had at the end of last season, at the beginning of this season, this board will panic and they will get rid of him.
Oh, yeah.
I've got no doubt in my mind. That is what they do. They're not going to stick by him. They'll think, right, what is their default setting?
Well, then the fans will turn on the players because there'll be absolute full-blown civil war.
But we say this though.
No. As far as I'm concerned, them players have got away with fucking murder the last 12 months. And if they do it again, they will be fucking hung, strung and quartered. I don't care who the fuck they are. Their reputation, they will be fucking made to suffer by the fans. And all they shouldn't have to deal with it. I'm telling you. If they're not doing what they're told to do on the pitch, why should he get the fucking brunt of it?
I think you're right as well, Andy, because I think that in the past, like, players in the current team, especially when they've not been performing, have maybe tried to hint that it's more towards the manager and the manager's got more of the stick. That's not going to be the case next season if they're not performing. The United fans aren't going to turn on.
I think they got all his back this season. He's got the fans in his corner.
Yeah.
And the board may panic, but he said...
I don't know if they are.
I don't know.
A lot of our fans are genuinely horrible.
The fans in the stadium.
I think a lot of the fans are turning on.
Some of them actually go to games, mate.
Some of the fans are actually turning on Ollie a little bit already.
Yeah.
The way with all this glazed out stuff and everything that's gone on with that, and the fact that what he said at the end of last season about certain players won't be here if they don't want to be here. We're going to do this, we're going to do that, and it's not really happening this summer. Certain fans are going, well, he's just a Glazer lackey.
Oh, right. Sorry, no. Glazer yes man about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
I'm not agreeing with it, mate.
No, I know.
You know I'm not.
He's being called a Glazer yes man. May I introduce you to someone called Sir Alex Ferguson? Probably the biggest Glazer yes man ever. Like, if you're going to slag off Ollie, you've got to slag off some of the club's biggest legends. Everyone still involved with the club right now is therefore a Glazer yes man. Absolute nonsense. Crap. Bollocks. I hate that.
It's like his only other option, Ollie, is if he doesn't sort of toe the party line or is to do what Mourinho did.
Yeah.
And to publicly criticise.
The fans hated him.
And then you know where that gets you? Gets you the sack if you know.
That causes problems in the dressing room as well. And I think Ollie's approach, I think what he wants to do as well, he wants these lads to like work hard because of the style that we're playing, high intensity. And he's had that sort of harsh approach with them from what we're hearing around the training ground, obviously. And there was some stuff going out last week. I don't know if it's real or not, around certain players actually moaning about the high intensity level of training.
Oh, fuck him.
Right now, which says everything about us. I think.
No, seriously though. Fucking bitch moan last 12 months. Who the fuck they think they are? Some of it, if that's true.
Yeah. I won't be surprised though, because if you looked at our best period, we were playing that high intensity football. Press, winning the ball back, getting on a counter, scoring goals, and we went on that brilliant run. When it collapsed, you see the complete opposite of that. We're not running as much and all of that. And I think that's something that Mike Phelan and Ollie probably trying to install in this pre-season. And hopefully, if they're not able to, if they can't hack playing that style, then I think you just you leave or,
the world wants us to fail. That's what the world wants United to fail and fuck up first 10 games of the season. So it's all over the newspapers and just to sell newspapers. See where we are after 10 games, then give him a bleeding look at it. That's it. You can't crucify the guy after like 3-4 games.
I don't know. I mean, I get where you're coming from about the whole sort of the fans will kick off sort of thing, but part of me thinks that they won't. If
you're a match-going fan, it's the people inside the stadium that count.
I know, but I get that, right? Okay, if you're a match-going fan, yeah. Now, this isn't a criticism of everyone at Old Trafford before it gets knickers in a twist. I look around me, right? I sit in J stand. I look down sort of certain stands, and I see a lot of people who've, got bags full of merchandise with them.
Day trippers.
Yeah, which is a big part of what United's about, so I'm not knocking it. But are those people all of a sudden going to go ballistic and rebel? No. And they're the people that the owners care about.
Totally.
They don't care about me and you.
This is it.
Who never go in a mega store and who kick off and who cause dramas and who criticise them on social media and in public and on here. They want someone who goes there, spends money in the ground, spends money in the merchandise, doesn't really cause any dramas, and then
Well,
goes
they're
home.
still draining my bank account and your bank account
and this
and
is-
everyone in here.
And this is where the online protests come from, though. It came from fans who weren't involved with a protest probably 10 years ago, trying to get their frustrations out and trying to think, once the Glazers see that we're not happy, at least they'll know. And it's like, no, they already know. They already know that they're not wanted at Man United.
They know,
they
but
knew
they
10
don't
years
care.
ago. But we, the match-going fans, we came to that realisation 10 years ago that they don't care about us, and we've just accepted it. Like, oh, well, we've got owners that don't give a shit about us. Our club doesn't give a fuck about us. We've accepted that now. Now it's time for everyone else, unfortunately, to accept that. It's a shame, but Manchester United doesn't give a fuck about you.
I think this is the most sense you've ever spoken on this podcast, by the way, mate.
Thank you, mate.
There's a compliment there.
See, you got told off. I
It's
get
about
compliment.
17 hours worth of podcasting.
Don't
Gaz.
hate on it. Don't.
So saying that this is the first bit of sense you've thrown out there.
This is the
Basically
first
saying
bit.
you've given
I
us
said it's the
16
most
hours
sense.
of shit.
It's the most. I didn't say the first.
Took me 16 hours to come up with a concise opinion. Knew I'd get there.
Right. We can argue about whether we're all going to kick off with the players. One thing we all agree on is that we all hate Leeds scum.
Yeah.
And we're playing them the day after this podcast is recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couldn't resist that.
Yeah.
I went to Ellen Road in the 90s, mate, and in the Yorkshire Police, they treat you like fucking scum. I'm
Mate,
pending.
You're off your head. I have
Like a
never,
fucking Emmerdale it
I
was.
have never been as grateful to see police as I was when I went Ellen Road. I was clinging to Yorkshire Police. Mate, I had old women spitting on me. Calling me a dirty Munich. Something I won't repeat.
I've heard Leeds fans attack my mate. I think it was like 2009. He had his arm in a sling, broken arm, and he had to get the fire extinguisher on the coach to protect himself because Leeds fans were all ganging up on him. That's what Leeds fans do. Oh, and like I say, they didn't get the promotion they were. Did they? You know
Is
what I
the
mean?
rumour true they have sheep around the ground?
What?
Yeah.
No.
You have
No,
sheep-
there's loads of sheep in Leeds.
Is the
That's
rumour
where the
true? You
bar
have
comes
sheep
from.
around the ground. You have them on the pitch.
No.
It's
That's
spring
why
out
the
there like
expression
that.
has come
I
out
know,
the
mate.
last 40
Fucking hell, I
years.
know.
That made me laugh
Right,
though.
so-
When Andy did
What do they call them? Sheep what?
I remember
Right,
going round Old
mate.
I was
Trafford.
trying to set up Andy to give us that
no,
one.
right.
Inflatable sheep,
They
when
call
we're
them
playing them at Old
sheep,
Trafford,
it is.
inflatable sheep bouncing around the ground, the Stretford end, the North stand, the K stand, right near the away stand, and the Leeds fans still.
Isn't it interesting listening to two older gentlemen talk about United's old rivals? I don't remember us having a rivalry with Leeds, really.
You're lucky.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
lucky,
that
mate,
was
honestly.
it. Hey, when Leeds first got promoted in 1990, they equalised at Old Trafford. Leeds fans were in the Stretford end seats.
Gaz, if Leeds get promoted, we'll send you to Ellen Road to do the fan cams.
See, this is the no, but honestly though, this is the maddest thing. Like last season, like obviously I was like, oh, I don't like Leeds, I hate Leeds and all that. I hope they don't go up. And then I was like, hang on a minute, no, I hope they do go up. That'll be great. Leeds United next season, a proper rivalry, can't wait. And I told it to my dad, and he was like, what? it's like
No, honestly,
Shut up.
it is right. They are good, right? They are rivals, proper rivals, and it is good to have that sort of rivalry. Like when you have a Liverpool, like you say, it's just a horrible ground to go to. Ellen Road. It's probably the worst ground in terms of abuse and sticking all the rest of it I've ever been to.
yeah.
But we are playing them in a friendly, if there is such a thing as a friendly. Abdullah, do you think we need to take this one a bit more seriously than we did against Perth?
Yeah.
For many reasons.
Yeah, of course. You don't want to lose to Leeds, man. I didn't know much about the rivalry, like we were saying, because obviously I didn't grow up around that time. But I remember when they came over to, was it 2010, when they won 1-0 at Old Trafford,
Yeah, I
the
think
League
it
Cup.
was. Yeah.
That's
when I
but
gave
seeing
up, gave up on Anderson. That was the game. That was a straw that broke the camel's back with me.
what was the midfield? Was
That
that
was
Gibson and Anderson?
I'd had enough.
Oh,
Fucking
mate.
hell,
had
Danny
enough, mate.
Welbeck up front and Berbatov, Michael Owen, innit? Oh, that was a bad day, that.
That was
The thing is, that's when I understood what
Beckford,
it meant,
right?
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beckford. That's why I understood what it meant when I seen everyone's reactions about that online.
There was a lot of angry
TV
fans.
and angry fans.
Berbatov got a lot of abuse at the end, and I'll say,
did.
I'll give it him. I was one of them at the Stretford end. I was one of them,
abuse at the end by me.
It wasn't anyone else, it was me.
Tell you what, if you want to check out the United rivalry with Leeds, go on YouTube and check the rivalry from the 60s and early 70s. It's all on there.
Berbatov was getting loads of abuse.
See, I didn't say that. I
Love
just
you,
said
Bulgaria. Love you, lads.
I just said, you shit, Berbatov.
Obviously, you don't want to get beat by Leeds. We played Perth Glory, who were roll
Mint.
over. But
They had 15-year-olds on the pitch.
yeah, Leeds are a much better team, and they will be taking it seriously. And we know Marco Bielsa, he's probably got his fucking binoculars out as we speak. Is this a sort of good test for some of these youngsters, Gaz?
Yeah. Oh, what? Against the championship team in pre-season?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing test for them in terms of like the level as well. A team that obviously we're going for promotion next season. They'll be more up for it than us, definitely, in terms of, I mean, like, because how often do they get to play United, and then how often would they get the chance to beat United? They're going to be well up for it. I'd love to play the young lads, and let us put out a team that are thinking more than fitness and are thinking more about the rivalry, and actually give us a good game. It's a pre-season friendly. It means nothing, but let's have a good game. I say that. Let's make sure no one gets injured as well.
Do you think these games, Andy, in pre-season, do you think they do have any effect going into the season? Because it's sometimes, I don't know, like under Van Gaal, we looked mint in pre-season.
Yeah,
and then we had like
last
10
season,
points from the first
we
13.
had the Mourinho bitching and moaning, and you knew the season was done before it even started.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. If I was a fan, I wouldn't have paid to come out here. Well, thanks a fucking lot, Mourinho.
Was he not right though?
Yeah, of course he was right, but no, I want to see. That's last season, balls to last season. I want to see this season some games. I want to win some games, get some confidence in, because them first 4 games we've got Chelsea, Wolves, Crystal Palace, and Southampton. They're going to be hard games, and we're going to need a run of confidence to play these friendlies.
Especially for the young lads, because like we were talking
AC
before
Milan.
about throwing them in.
Yeah.
You know, Garner, Chong, and Gomez in particular, 3 players that I think we could really do with next season.
One player we've not spoken about, who Adam and Howson were talking about him when they were over there doing a chat the other day, is Axel Tuanzebe. Because there's talk of him going back out on loan
To Villa.
But I think most of us would rather he stayed. But when you look at the amount of centre backs we've got, who aren't obviously going anywhere, I don't think Bailly's going anywhere. I don't think Rowe's going anywhere. I don't think Jones is going anywhere. I don't think Smalling's going anywhere. Is Tuanzebe going to get a look in? Is it right that he goes back?
Could be ahead of them guys in the pecking order.
I'd put him ahead of them personally.
I think Ollie will. I do have a feeling Ollie will sort of give the Europa League to the likes of him and Daniel James, who aren't really guaranteed to start. And I think that would be the right approach, because they've got the quality to get out of those Europa League groups, and then whatever happens, happens.
Well,
it's
we
a good
send
test.
Phil Jones out to Aston Villa on loan, and we keep him in instead.
It's such a mess, though, isn't it? Because if you look at Jones, Smalling, Rojo, Young, I know you hate Ashley Young, but it doesn't really matter because he's that old. No one's going to buy him anyway. But in terms of like those players I mentioned, maybe Eric Bailly as well, the contracts are on. It's very difficult to sell him, innit? It's very difficult to get rid of him.
Have we all totally given up on Eric Bailly?
No,
Have
I
we all
haven't.
just accepted?
I haven't.
I've put him up there like in the mix. So
If you stick Maguire in there, if you stick him, he'll bring him on, might bring his game on, help him confidence, stay settled. He might do for Chris Smalling as well. Phil Jones he can sod off for all I care. I don't want to see him in the United shirt first game ever again. And I'm being honest about that. But he'll confidence. Confidence is the key.
When you think about it, you think about like them centre backs that we'd have going into
yeah,
the
those
season.
dogs barking in the background.
What is going
People
on?
we're not strangling dogs if you're listening to
I know, yeah.
There's a room next door where they've got some dogs. Basically, that's the long story short. Who were making a racket.
It's Jay's other basement.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Where was I?
Sorry.
Yeah, you look at those centre halves that we've got. Let's say if we were to bring Maguire in, then you've got Lindelof, our player of the season last season. Tuanzebe, Smalling, Jones. Well, you've got to get rid of one of Smalling or Jones, I suppose. And then you got Rojo and Bailly. Rojo will probably go. They're good centre halves going into the new season. Certainly good enough for us a good foundation for getting top 4. I think I'm quite happy with that if we were to bring Maguire in.
So, yeah, I agree. I'd love to see Maguire come in. I think we've got Lindelof and him certainly a centre back pairing. I think with Tuanzebe, I know where you're coming from, Abdullah, in the sense that you look at Europa. But I think that Eric Bailly's international, Marcus Rowe's international, Chris Smalling's international, Phil Jones went to the World Cup. These are players that I know are going to demand game time. They are going to want to play. Is Ollie going to do that though? He's going to say tough shit. You're not playing.
Yeah, well you got to be.
I'm using the kids.
Got to. They're not good.
If they start kicking up a fuss, they've got no fucking right to kick up a fuss.
Shouldn't have signed the contract.
After the shite they put in last season. Phil Jones balling nearly every other fucking game. And when he couldn't face the fans at Huddersfield, half of them fucking bottled it down the fucking tunnel. It's shit houses. No, like I say, I'll openly admit I'm not a fan of Phil fucking Jones. Chris Smalling, maybe he'll get some more game time. Fair enough, give him one more chance. But Phil Jones is finished at this club. You can play him in reserves. I don't give a shit. He's a miserable bastard as well. Signing autographs last week, I seen on the telly. Smile for the kids. You know what I mean, lad?
Okay, I had a shout from my mate Brian before, who I usually ignore his tweets because he comes out with Brian the postman. I ignore his tweets because he comes out with the worst footballing shouts ever, but he reckons we should go for Koscielny. Thoughts? Brilliant. That's for you, Brian. That's just for you, mate.
Don't shout out, Brian.
Yeah, that's all we need. Another aging defender who's unhappy. Koscielny. No, fucking shout.
Another French player with an attitude. Eh?
Who's
just what we need.
Who's injury prone. Yeah, let's
get him in.
Let's deal with that.
Sorry, mate. I tried.
Who is this guy? I need to follow him.
He's a good lad, actually. Brian, NUTT3R4 on Twitter.
All right, less of that promo in here, Gaz.
Hey.
Just trying to promote his mate. I bet it's like a business or something.
He's only a fucking postman. He's my tax man.
Abdullah's gonna start sweating now. In that case, Brian, he's been Brian. I love him.
I don't know where this joke came from, by the way. Before we go ahead, I just asked Gaz a question, and this guy just made something up. Just ask Gaz a question because he's older than me and understands.
All he did was ask Gaz a question. And he asked me how I can get around paying tax. That's all he asked me.
It's a simple question, and I'm sorry if I keep bringing it up, Abdul. You know what I mean? We all know that you're looking at paying your taxes.
I'm a good citizen, okay?
Going back to the sort of the players that we've got in excess, we know we've got too many centre backs. Lukaku's going to go whether we want him to or not. Is that it in terms of players going? Lukaku,
defender,
Rojo
maybe a defender.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, Rojo maybe. Darmian. I'm not even mentioning Darmian.
Who the fuck's Darmian?
Isn't it weird with Darmian? Like we have this conversation every summer. Like,
he's on a steal, isn't he? He's kicking back. He's just earning a packet.
That was some madness. I won it last season, throwing him in at the derby.
Yeah,
he's not fucking played for months.
I honestly, I'm not even gonna lie to you.
To be fair, he played okay. He played all right. Some of the other players.
I know, but still,
you don't throw
big ask.
I would have thrown him in at Barca.
I remember they threw in Everett and Vidic in the derby.
You'd have thrown anyone in at Barca over Ashley Young.
And they got absolutely ripped apart, and the rest is history. Vidic and Everett. Do you remember? When threw him in at the derby, we got beaten 3-1. Then
I've ever had the worst debut, I think, of any United player I've ever seen.
Was that away from home, that one?
Yeah. He got pulled after 45 minutes. He was shocking.
Was that Giovanni long range?
No. It was
that one?
I don't think it was. It was before that, wasn't it?
No, that was the season.
That was
after
the Vodafone
Giovanni
kit with the white thing. Because they came mid-season, didn't they?
We hit the bar in the last minute with Vidic.
Yeah.
We battered them that second half. It was hit the bar, hit the post, and we just couldn't score.
It was weird because you knew Everett was good from his time at Monaco because he got to the Champions League final. You knew he was mint, but he looked like one of the worst defenders you've ever seen. You're like, oh my God, this guy's terrible. What are we doing? We're fucked. But he turned out to be absolutely mint.
And he bites raw chickens on Instagram. What a man!
How good is it going to be to have a centre half at the club? And don't take this wrong way. I'm not saying that Maguire is anywhere near the level that Vidic is at, but we're gonna have a defender at the club who's just willing to stick his head on everything and is no fear. He's gonna just go for it, but who's actually got brain cells. So Phil Jones.
He'll take no shit either. He'll take no crap from.
Do you think
if somebody gets tackled, he'll give it back.
Yeah. Headbutt you.
Do you think he can carry the ball out of defence? This is what you've been on about.
He's had
for all year.
So he completed the most dribbles out of any centre back last season in the Premier League. So it shows that he's stepping out. He's willing to,
set pieces,
get into the midfield as well. And I think what we lack is it affects the rest of the pitch. Once someone like Maguire's picked up the ball and Lindelof, you can trust both of them on the ball. Instantly, Rashford is like, I'm going to make a run in the channels. I'm going to switch to one flank. Start moving around a bit more because you trust your centre halves to find that pass. Pogba can then start moving into sort of that attacking midfielder role. And I think that's instantly the effect that he has on the rest of the pitch, never mind everything else that he offers defensively. And I think we do miss that right now. And that's what Van Dijk brought to Liverpool.
Do you know who I think might benefit from Maguire? Fred. Yeah. I know that sounds crackers, but I think a lot of the problem with Fred is he's coming so deep at times to get the ball.
Yeah.
And when he's not he's not a defensive midfielder, and I think he gets himself in trouble sometimes when he's dropping so deep to pick it up. We saw it at Wolves, I think, away, where he came to got it off De Gea and he lost it. So I think if we've got a player like you're saying, like Maguire, I know you were a big advocate of Koulibaly coming, weren't you, just because of that. I think Fred, if he is going to get a lot more games, which we expect he will do, will benefit from that because he doesn't have to keep coming deep into our own half to get the ball because he's got someone who's going to carry it out towards him. I know it's a bit early to start looking at this, but we'll do it anyway. How confident are you with the signings we've made, the signing that you're saying, Gaz, that you think this is it for us with Maguire? How confident would you be going into the new season?
I think if we get Maguire in, I think we can challenge for top 4 just because of the teams around us being equally in a bit of a rut.
I mean, Arsenal have had a shocker, haven't they?
Arsenal have had a shocker, Chelsea obviously, but I still think that team on paper is lacking in quality if we're going to pull up any trees.
Is it not just sad indictment though? Not just the Glazers as well, you could just argue it's just the Glazers, but it seems like for the second successive summer, we've given up on the league. Like Real Madrid went out and they said, right, Barca were taking the piss, we're not having it anymore. Boom, spend 300 mil, bring in Hazard for 100 mil. Is it Kovac, the other lads they brought in? Jovic, sorry. Well, they brought in like 4 or 5 players, haven't they? Real Madrid. They spent.
Yeah, they have Ferland Mendy, Ede Militao, is that his name? Yeah, the centre back from Porto. They've really spent some money. Yeah. I think every player cost over 50 in that team.
And so they've set their stall out. Now, you were talking earlier, Andy, about Real Madrid being the biggest club in the world. Some people would argue United are in that same bracket.
Yeah.
They're in that sort of level of your Barca's. I agree, we are in that bracket. I wouldn't say necessarily at the top of it. But when you talk of the biggest clubs in the world, you talk about your Barca's, your Real Madrid's, maybe your Bayern Munich's and your Manchester United's.
You challenge for
why are we not doing that? Why are we not saying, again, like just as we didn't last summer, right, we're miles behind United, miles behind Liverpool and City. We need to go out and spend big. Let's do that.
I think the board, Ollie's told the board, I can't challenge for the league with this set of lads. I really can't. I need to get the deadwood out. I need an experienced team with a bit of youth. It's going to take time, and I think the board, Woodward sees it. He wants to. When was it? A couple of years ago. There's nothing we can't do with this football club. We can do anything.
We can do anything.
They've not done anything yet.
That was it in the trailer.
That was it. He's not done anything. Now this is going to take to challenge for the league. We haven't. We challenged for about 3 months, a couple of seasons ago with City, and we fizzed out like a bad kind of fucking roller cola. You know what I mean? But it's going to take time to challenge for the league. We're not on a level with the top 2. And like I say, it hurts us to see it. We're not on a level. We should be challenging for leagues, if not at least challenging. If you can't win it, you can't win it. Real Madrid has done 5 signings. They'll piss La Liga next season. May not win the European, but they'll go for La Liga and they'll want to win it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And this is the sad thing. Abdullah, you see us, Gaz says we can get top 4, arguably because of Arsenal and Chelsea.
Depends on Tottenham.
Not being as strong.
Depends on Tottenham. They've done some good signings, but Tottenham can blow out and cold. And like I say, I think last season up to a point, we could have been the 3rd best team. We could have finished 3rd last year. So I think place is maybe doable.
Possibly, I do think we could surprise ourselves in terms of because a lot of us are just like 5th, 6th sort of thing. But I think because of the mess going on at Arsenal. And then Chelsea, I'm not too sure of Lampard tactically looking at his derby side. A lot of it was just like Mason Mount driving the ball into the box and something happens and they score. There was just nothing really special from that derby side that made me think tactically Lampard is a good manager. And I do think from that period that we're seeing from Ollie,
they still beat us.
I tell you what, I tell you what, Chelsea and United could surprise.
That was Jose Mourinho.
I agree with you. Didn't he finish 1 point less than they did the season before or something? He's I know he got to the playoff final, but I don't think he was.
They weren't so great,
no.
And I think it showed in that game against Villa. The thing is though, United obviously if they sign Maguire, that's a game changer. I think then we're above Chelsea and Arsenal for me in the running for that top 4, and I do think we'll make top 4.
I think Chelsea and United will surprise a few people. Lampard's going to play youngsters. Ollie will play youngsters, bit of experience. I won't be surprised if we're going toe-to-toe, 3rd and 4th, both of us, because Arsenal are going to be on the rear end of it. They're not going to do anything.
Even with Spurs having their signings?
Well, it'll be a free, like I say, be us, Spurs and Chelsea, all fighting for the 3rd and 4th. and say there'd be some
That's a
good
fair
games.
shout, that, yeah. I'd
Chelsea
say
fans will warm to that. They'll enjoy seeing their youngsters
My
play.
only problem, man, is I think that for us to get top 4, we need players to play above their ability. I think Pogba needs to play to his ability, for example, and he's like one of our most
Agreed.
important
Martial.
players. And there's certain players that I just don't think are going to be playing to their top ability next season for us next season, just because
that's why I need the likes of Greenwood on that to surprise us.
Well,
Exactly.
that's
Step
when
up. And I think we will have
the
one or
fans
two
start
of
seeing that. Then they'll turn on the players, not Ollie. I'm telling you.
I think they'll turn on the board as well, you know.
I know.
Because you remember the Cardiff game? We had a few youngsters starting there, didn't we, playing? And if you remember, like, everyone was kicking off in the ground, and it wasn't the players.
Matter mentioned that this week.
It wasn't the players getting the shit. It was Ed Woodward and the board. That was the chant going around, and that's probably one of the first times.
As we've already said, though, they don't care.
They don't care.
No,
They don't. They actually just look at that.
We used to sing songs, die, Glazer, fucking die. You know what I mean?
That's right.
See, I'm not saying that's right, but we used to sing songs about stringing him up and stabbing him. They didn't care about that. They're not going to care about Woodward out. It's just not. Sorry.
No.
I understand everyone making the effort, and like when it comes to the Glazers out, Woodward out sort of thing, we all sort of support that because it's not right for the club.
It takes something seriously major to get them out, and I'm talking like it'll never happen. Like I say, a mass walkout, it'll never happen. And it has to be something really serious.
You know what? I actually think a mass walkout could happen. You know, not right now. I think that for me could be the next stage, and I think
that is wise. Once you get your point across, just get all the fans. Never mind all your bitching and moaning. For one game, put your point across, walk out the fucking ground, and just don't look back. Then come back the next game, get your point across like that. It's the only way to do it. But it won't happen. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But that would be a major statement.
I think I'll do that at the derby on my own.
I was going to say
when City get their fourth in the first,
I pray to God it's not another annihilation.
I'm doing a protest, lads. Who's with me?
Go to the pub.
Yeah. Wally of the week.
I am Adam McCullough.
Andy, I'll start with you. Who's your Wally of the week?
Phil Jones. Sign some. When you're signing autographs, smile for the camera and smile for the kids. You know what I mean?
We had this with that Megan Rapinoe, whatever her name is. I've seen that video of her. Not looking.
She's royalty. She's not Phil fucking Jones.
I don't know, man.
She can do what she wants. She's
not
Megan.
Not the. You're thinking of the Duchess of Sussex.
No, you're thinking Meghan Markle.
Not Meghan Markle.
I thought while you seem to like the captain of the American women's team quite a lot. She's royalty.
No, she's a stuck-up bitch. Yeah.
Honestly, do you know what, Owen?
Did you see him signing
Owen, you have got a lot right. Can I just say you've got a lot of editing to do here, mate. We want the going.
The tax.
The die Glazer coming. Tax. And him fucking whatever he just said then about Megan Rapinoe.
No, did you see her sign the autograph for the little kid?
Yeah.
And she like just blanked him.
I also saw another video. I also saw another video of her with like 30 kids around her where she was smiling with them.
She's smiling when she takes the ball, and also. If you listen to the audio on it, when you listen to the audio, they're at an awards ceremony and there's an announcement, and she's looking at the announcement that like they're about to start the awards again.
Also, it's true equality. There's plenty of men's footballers that are dickheads. It's only right there's plenty of women's footballers that are dickheads. One of the best days of my life as a kid was when we bumped into Roy Keane in Altrincham and he told us all to fuck off. Yeah,
I absolutely loved it, including my mate who had Keane on the back of his shirt. He was stood there with a black and white, black kit on, with Keane on the back, and Roy Keane literally went, fuck off with you.
Just grow up, people. Some people are nasty, some people aren't.
There was like 4 of us, we ran round him and Lee Sharp. Lee Sharp signed, I had a ticket stubby, signed that. Roy Keane told us all to fuck off. Like, fuck off with you. Fuck off.
Keno.
Yeah.
My mum used to work in a bar near Old Trafford, and all the players used to go in, and apparently Roy Keane was horrible. He was absolutely the most ignorant pig she's ever met in her life.
Do you know what though? Good.
She hates him.
That's what you want from Keno. You don't want him to be nice and friendly.
I know.
Do you not ruin his reputation? Right, you're going with Phil Jones.
Yeah, I'll go Phil Jones.
Abdul, you're probably going to go with me. The amount of shit you've given me this fucking podcast.
I'm actually giving it to Jay. Thanks for reminding me, Jay. I'm giving it to Jay. Since I'm living rent-free in your hand, I might as well give it to you, mate.
One tweet, right?
Obsessed, eh?
One
tweet.
A bit of feedback.
One tweet. I didn't even notice that quote tweet. You've just pulled it up now. That's a joke. That's a disgrace, that, Jay.
Hey.
Fuming.
I don't know who my Wally of the week is.
Give it to Jay.
Your accountant?
I was about to say Abdullah's tax.
Hey, sleeping on the job.
What job?
Don't sleep on the job.
Oh no.
Come on, Gaz. You've got to have someone for us.
Go on, Gaz.
Trying to think who's pissed me off that's United related.
It doesn't have to be United, it doesn't have to be United
You know what we've not
related.
even
No,
spoken
doesn't have to be-
about?
go on.
You know what we've not even spoken about throughout this whole podcast? The new away kit.
Oh, the snakeskin thing.
The new away. Whoever wrote that description of it, saying it's inspired by Manchester's Northern Quarter. That's my Wally of the week. How is it inspired by Manchester's Northern Quarter? It's snakeskin. What?
Why would you want something that's inspired by Manchester's Northern Quarter?
I said it
quite
on this
alright.
week at Man United.
God, you're
unless
such a
it's
hipster.
unless it's like overpriced and stinks of spice, I can't understand
Exactly.
how it's related
know what,
to
right?
Manchester's Northern
Can we
Quarter.
Can we? That's up there. That.
He's been waiting for that one.
Hey,
He
all
has
right,
been
mate.
waiting for
I saw
that
you
one.
making notes of that the other
In
day.
my back pocket there.
You said it wrong.
That's what like it, it fizzed out like a cheap packet of cheap bottle of Coca-Cola.
Overpriced. Six of spice. That's a good one.
This whole fucking sort of faux Mancunian let's all get on the kit thing. With City did it with the Hacienda.
That's a Man,
Right.
that's a Man United
Which is-
thing.
That's
That's
so weird. That.
Hacienda's Man
Right.
United.
I
Don't
mean,
care
I
about
only
that.
ever went to the Hacienda once and it was rubbish, so I don't
Sure.
know.
You're there every weekend.
I was 16 when I went. It shut about a fucking month
Anyone in
later.
your family got a piece of toilet seat from the Hacienda?
Yeah, I think my mum said that she's got something from the Hacienda.
A toilet seat.
Yeah?
Nah, people were robbing stuff when the Hacienda shut
Yeah,
down. People were
they
robbing
ransacked
toilet
it.
seats. and
I'll
stuff.
just go to the bar. Everything's gone.
My mum said she's got something. I'll ask her. I'll see what she's got.
What's even more bizarre is the fact that you knew that.
I told him last week.
told
I
her.
think.
I was about to say, how did you know that
Tony
one?
Wilson, I used to see it. Used to go to Sankey Soap and Ancoats in the 1990s.
another
And you
shit
just
club, in my
seen,
opinion.
every Friday and Monday, the guy was iconic.
Yeah.
And he's one of the biggest Reds going, he was.
Tony Wilson, man.
Rest
God
in
rest
peace.
him.
So
God
who
rest
did you
him.
say? Yeah, the designer of that kit.
Designer of that kit, honestly.
My Wally of the week is going to be.
Me.
Here we go. Here we go. What's he gonna give? What's he gonna do?
Yeah.
He's trying to think of
There
something.
we go.
You know what he's trying to think? He's gone through his serious thoughts and he's thought, got none of them. I'm gonna try and think of a silly one, and that's what you're
No, do
thinking.
you know what it is, right? I'm going to go my Wally of the week. Is everyone that was slagging off the cricket. Right? I'm not a cricket fan. I've never been into cricket. But if people are happy that England have won the cricket,
Yeah,
fair
I
play
am.
to them.
I watched
I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with
Oh,
that.
yeah, it was good.
And the
Sunday
amount of
watching
shit I've
that.
seen on the Twitter, cricket's rubbish. Cricket's
I don't
shit,
like
cricket.
it, and I don't enjoy it as a sport. But I understand like why people.
If you
celebrate.
follow
I
cricket,
see that
then
many people
England
into
winning the World Cup at it, yeah, you'd be buzzing,
it.
obviously.
I just don't know how people. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how people like
So,
it, but fair enough. if
There is a
people do.
generation
Yeah.
that has
Yeah,
seen
fair.
Don't
England
get all
win
that.
a World
Like,
Cup at everything.
we have this thing where we have
Look,
to let everyone know we're not into something. Like, I hate Love Island. Well, I love it. I hate Game of Thrones. I've never watched it. I love it as well. I hate cricket.
Cricket's shit, and everyone who
Stranger
watches it is a
Things.
Tory. That was a joke. I don't care about cricket.
And the one who's
I-
doing the
Told.
bowling
How
is
can
a Man
you say
United
that?
fan.
Look at
You're
Cameron
Altringham's
Stevens.
finest. You live in the Tory hotbed of Cheshire.
Vote Labour, live Tory. I echo Jay's thoughts on
Vote
cricket.
Labour, live Tory, Man United.
Right.
We'll end it on that one.
Well, to be fair, there was
We
so
better end it
long.
quick because Owen's got
TV
a lot
Sunday.
of editing to do here. Bless him.
Yeah.
He's got him and the legal team have got to go through this quite intrinsically. Right, guys, forensic leaving. Right, guys, this has been the Full Time Devils podcast. Thanks to Gaz, thanks to Abdullah, thanks to Andy. Don't forget to subscribe. We're not over there, obviously.
Say thanks to Owen.
Thanks to Owen. Thanks to Owen. He's worked the hardest on this.
He's got a lot more work
He's
to
got a
do
lot of
after
work to
this.
do. Poor
podcast.
Staying in all night, son.
Yeah. We're over in Perth. Obviously, we're not over in Perth, but Adam McCullough and Stephen Housen are over there.
Jamie
So I'll
Sod.
be giving you updates.
Okay, guys, eh?
Fan cams from the games. We'll also be over in Singapore as well. When we play, who we play now? Is it Spurs in Singapore?
Spurs.
Or is it
Inter Milan.
Inter in Singapore.
And then
Spurs.
Spurs in China. Is it?
Spurs in China, yeah. And then
AC
it's
Milan in
AC
Cardiff.
Milan in Cardiff. Aye. Not a bad
Little tip, quick tip. Groupon on your emails. I've heard the tickets are half price on Groupon. £12 to watch United AC Milan. I want to check it out.
Andy Tate, Martin Lewis.
More
Money
free
Expert.
promo in the show.
There you go, you see. Yeah.
Check it
More
out.
editing for Owen.
Group on sponsorship.
No free promo on here. We don't-
Imagine if we got a group on sponsorship.
Yeah. If you are watching anyone from Groupon, do get in touch. We're always open to offers. Guys, thanks for listening. Thanks for checking us out. Don't forget to subscribe on SoundCloud, Audio Boom, iTunes, and obviously on YouTube as well. Thanks for watching.